Hello, I'm Douglas Johnson, the Day Tripping Adventurer, and here I am on Siren Walk. Every time I get started, a loud truck comes. Good morning, I'm Douglas Johnson, the Day Tripping Adventurer, and today I'm about to begin Siren Walk number 15. I'm here, it begins right outside the Universal Studios. I just took the Metro B line or Red line here to the Universal Studios stop. So today I'm going to be hopefully seeing 8 sirens. I say hopefully because it's a long trip. Now that I'm getting up into the San Fernando Valley, the sirens, they're just so spread out. Today's trip is going to be around 11 to 12 miles, and that's like the average for what these next trips are going to be like. Sirens are just so spread out. Considering driving, but you know, started this as walking trips, and I kind of like to finish it as a walking trip. But let's see what happens. So for anybody who's been watching me for any period of time, you know that I like to start my trips with a donut. And on this trip, it actually worked out great because the first siren is right there across from the donut shop. It's as you can see, it's a 500 that's on the corner here of Cahuenga Boulevard and Lankershim Boulevard. Just down there is Universal Studios, and there's our siren. It's kind of sticking up there out of the tree, almost like it's wearing a little tutu. But as you can also see, if you're on the 101 freeway right here, driving along and stuck in traffic, this is a siren that's easily spottable from the 101. It's not in bad shape. Still got a lot of yellow in it, especially on the top part where the rain and the weathers doesn't hit it. The bottom is very rusted. I can't see much of the pole or the little catwalk area, but let me get closer. So yeah, this one's in pretty good shape, and I guess they take care of the tree so it doesn't completely bury it in leaves. There we go. That's the first siren on our walk. So the next one is a little bit of a ways down Cahuenga Boulevard there. So let me head on down while I enjoy my donut. All right, I came all the way down Cahuenga Boulevard right here. It's the whole thing of like, they look closer than they appear, but yeah, it's a busy street. It can get busier. And then right there on the other side of this wall, that's the 101 freeway. Here's a fire station, number 76. And right next to that fire station is our next siren, another 500. And this one, you could definitely see when you're on the freeway stuck in traffic. I've seen it many, many, many times, and I was just waiting for that trip that I was gonna finally get up and close and see the thing. So yeah, so there's a better view of it with the fire department in the back, and LA Fire Department, and they even painted the bottom of the post there, LAFD 76. So it's a nice one. The colors at the top, around the top area, that don't get hit as much by the sun, super yellow, super vibrant. Yeah, a lot of these 500s are in great shape, especially like the box here, the control box. You can see you can even see the silver plate or the metal plate with the probably serial number and stuff on it. You can see that from here. Seems like people take care of this one, painting the I don't know, the crow's nest and the pole, but they're not painting the siren. So nobody's really going in and repainting these sirens and updating the sirens. All right, so from this one, the next 2 sirens, they kind of straddle Laurel Canyon Boulevard. So it's gonna be a little bit of a walk, but not for you guys, for me. So I'll see you over there. I came up Cahuenga Boulevard, past the first one we saw, kept coming until Cahuenga turned into Ventura Boulevard, which is this one here behind me. And then when I got to a street called Carpenter, I made a left, and the siren was supposed to be around there someplace, and I was wandering around, wondering where this siren was, and it was right here. I was standing right next to it the whole time. All I had to do was look up. So let me back up a little bit. This one's in a tree. Let me back up a little bit here. All right. So there's siren number 3 for this trip, and it's a Model 7 cut down. There was always a little bit of a debate about this. People are still telling me it's something different, but I think the consensus at the moment is that this is a federal Model 7 that was cut down to conserve on materials during World War II. And it's painted a flat gray, but unlike the other cut downs that we've seen in other parts of Los Angeles. This one's not rusted. Somebody actually went up there and painted it a flat gray, the whole thing. So it's protected from the elements a little bit, which is pretty cool. It means somebody really is taking care of this one. The little insulators are right there, and even those are in good shape. I'll get a photograph of it. That's a really cool one, and it's in really great shape. If you want to see a Model 7 cut down that's in really great shape, come over here to San Fernando Valley, Ventura and Carpenter. All right, so the next one is down the road. I think that way's west, just past Laurel Canyon, not too far. All things considering, I think these are the closest two on this trip. Let's head on over there. So from the cut down Model 7, I continued west down Ventura Boulevard, past Laurel Canyon. The next block over is a street called Vantage. I made that left, and you can always tell the Sirens because their posts are very unique. They stand out. And there it is. You see, it always has this like thick base that then kicks in, gets narrower to go up to our siren, which is another 500. I guess they put a lot of 500s in the valley, but then I guess that makes sense because the valley really wasn't built up until like the late 30s, 40s, and then after the war, post-war, is when a lot of people moved in, all the soldiers, into the all these residential communities. So these would have been a Cold War era, put up in like the 50s, 60s, and stuff like that. So it does make sense. It's in pretty good shape. It's still got the yellow paint on it up there, but on the top, the yellow has kind of been wiped away just with weather. So I think from here, it's going to be the longest walk I've taken on any of these trips. I don't know how far it is, but on the map it looks far. We'll see how I do. I'll see you over there. So from that 500 that we saw on Ventura Boulevard, I went down to Whitsett, made a right, went up till I got to Burbank Boulevard. I made a left and walked down one long block. And according to my pedometer, it was just under 3 miles that I had to walk. And then I walked those 3 miles till I got here to this field. And I don't know if you can see them back here, but there are these giant radio antennas. There's 3 of them in this field here. I've passed this place many times, seeing these giant radio antennas. I don't know what they're for, but they're here. And the thing is, I've noticed those, but I always overlook the siren that's in the corner right here. And then here we are. It's another 500 on the corner of Burbank Boulevard and Bel Air. So a lot of 500s today. What is this, the 4th one we've seen? So yeah, let me take a look at it here. So on the inside, it's mostly black all around the inside, but there are these little patches of really bright yellow. It's just weird how it's really black and then there are just these little spots of bright yellow on that one. But from here, I'm gonna head on east down Burbank Boulevard here, all the way down to North Hollywood. So I'll see you over there. So from that 500 that we saw there next to those radio antennas, I went east down Burbank until I got to Tujunga. I made a right, came all the way down to Tujunga over near Chandler Boulevard. And when I got here, I thought the thing was gone. There's a new building right here. They've got the busway right here behind me here. And I was looking around and I couldn't see it. But that's an old fire station right there. And if you look real close on the roof, there's our next siren. It's a cut down Model 7. At least that's what I'm going with. It's very similar to that one that I saw on top of the fire station down in South Central. The only difference is I believe that one was painted red. That was the African American Firemen's Museum, a memorial. So this is just, this is fire station number 60. And it looks like it's been here for a while. So that's definitely an old school 1940s siren. Let me go around the back side and see if I can get a better look at it. So here I am around the back side. This is, I think, a public parking area, but you can get a good view of the siren there on top of this this little tower here. And you could see that the little door is it's missing right there. There's a little black hole in it. I don't think anybody's taking care of that thing. It looks a little tilted, like maybe the wood around it's rotted out. It is painted yellow. I think that's the traditional yellow color was painted, so it's not rusted that much, but it just doesn't look like it's in great shape. but the yellow is still really good. I guess that was the civil defense color back in the day. But yeah, that's cool. What do we got so far? 4 500s and 2 of these Federal Model 7 cut-downs. The old ones. So we go from the 1950s civil defense system juxtaposed with the 1940s trying to save metal during the war effort. That's great. From the cut-down Model 7 that was on the roof of the firehouse, I continued south down to Hunga until I got to the Seago, and a block down, there's our siren. We got all sorts of sirens on this trip. We got the 500s, we've got the cut-down 7s, and now we've got an SD10. So the paint on that thing, it looks like it's mostly gone. It's mostly like a gray. I don't know what color that is. There's like yellow and gray and maybe green. I don't know. Yeah, from this angle it looks green. I don't know. You guys tell me. I'll put the photographs up. You guys tell me what color that thing is. Anyway, there's one more left on this trip. It'll be the 8th one. I don't know how many miles I've walked yet. I'll check out my pedometer at the next one. From the SD10 that was on Otsego, I went over to Lancashire, went south, and then made a left on Camarillo. And on the corner of Camarillo and Cahuenga, there's our next siren. Another cut-down Model 7. And this one, it's dolled up. I mean, it's got, the top is yellow. The front end is like a primer gray blue. It's also on the edge of the catwalk there. The door to the, housing the innards is like a reddish, like an orange red. So yeah, this thing is all sorts of colors. There was a Simpsons episode where Homer invented a makeup gun and he shoots Marge with it, and it's all these different colors. Close your eyes, Marge.
Homer, you've got it set on whore.
That's what this reminds me of. It is a very noticeable siren as far as its color scheme goes, and I'm sure there was no intent behind it. I'm sure I can't imagine that somebody. I can't imagine that that's graffiti. Like somebody just went up there and decided to paint it all those colors. I think it was a combination of like somebody painted graffiti on there, and then somebody went up to try to clean it, and the next thing you know, you got all these colors. It's an interesting one, that's for sure. As far as the shape goes, it's in pretty decent shape. It's got that nice yellow on top of it. So each one of these cut downs has had a slightly different color to it. There's some rust on the back side of it, and not so much on the front, but it looks like something banged it up on the front end there. So looking at my pedometer, it looks like I've done a little over 12.5 miles, and I still got about 2 miles to walk that way to get to the metro station. And then once I take the train to where I live, it's a mile from the metro station to my house. So today it looks like I'm gonna probably do a full 15 miles. I haven't done that on one of these trips in a while. I think the first 2 trips I did, trip number 1 and trip number 2, I think they were both 15 miles, but I was seeing like 15 or so sirens. This one, I did 12 miles for 8 sirens. So that's pretty good. We had the 4 500s. We've had cut down Model 7s and the 1 SD10. So yeah, this was a really great little adventure we had today for this whole thing. You know, we got to see a variety of sirens and different types with different paint schemes on them. So if you're ever in the valley, the San Fernando Valley, or going to Universal Studios and you want to check out a bunch of sirens, I highly recommend that you take, I don't recommend doing the walking trip like I did, but I highly recommend you drive around and check out the sirens here in the North Hollywood Universal City area. All right, until the next one, thank you for watching. Get out, explore the world around you, and as always, be safe and stay healthy.